New at 6, we could see some changes when it comes to upcoming elections. Lawmakers are voting on a proposal about early voting.
Last year was the first time Connecticut voters were able to cast their ballots before the election. Your chief political reporter, Susan Raff, live right now at the State Office building in Hartford with more details tonight, plus some reactions. Susan?
Mark, I think it's safe to say that a lot of people liked early voting. In fact, we are told more than 700,000 people in our state participated and liked the opportunity to vote early. This year, lawmakers are talking about doing a little tweak to make early voting a little more efficient and some say even a little more secure. Connecticut has joined a majority of states when it comes to early voting. In last year's primary and general election, about 40% of voters decided to cast their ballot early. It gave them more flexibility, and most seemed to like it. This year, lawmakers are taking up a proposal to improve early voting, which allows voters to put their ballot right into the tabulator, which counts votes, rather than an envelope.
All the voters coming through were kept saying, why can't we put it in a tabulator? Are you sure our ballots are going to count?
South Windsor's Democratic Registrar says putting the early voting ballot into the tabulator is a great idea. She says it will save time when the voters come through because they won't have to fill out that envelope. It will also save time at the end of the day because each envelope won't need to be opened and counted. The information is already in the tabulator. And if you remember, each envelope had to be signed. You won't have to do that anymore.
I think that is a good plan. I heard a lot of complaints from voters that when they were going to vote, early voting, they had to sign their name on the outside, and they were very concerned that people would know who they're voting for.
Republicans and Democrats seem to support this change. There's also a plan for more cameras where voters drop their ballots, but that is something towns would have to pay for. And there is something, however, that some towns would have liked to have seen happen this year, and that is maybe limiting the amount of days for early voting, which are 14 days of early voting in a general election. And some towns had to staff their towns, even if they got maybe a handful of people one day. They felt that was a lot of strain on their towns. But overall, cities and towns in Connecticut and definitely voters seem to be happy with early voting. Your chief political reporter, Susan Raff, Channel 3 Eyewitness News, live in Hartford tonight.